Okay. Hello, everybody. My name is Lindsay Elwinger. Welcome to our lovely webinar about student data reporting this year. The first question that I usually get about this is there any new information that you did not get last year that I'm letting you know this year? The answer is unfortunately no. I am basically just going over how to report your data and what kind of data you're reporting. So if you're here looking for anything different than last year and you don't actually need a refresher on how to report, then you won't get anything. So I am in the room today. Once again, my name is Lindsay, and I'm a communications consultant here at the Workforce Board. And I help do data reporting, and I work on CareerBridge a little bit. I also have Randy Smith and Dave Wallace from our research department in here with me. I have Anthony Collins and Darlene Bartlett from our private career schools unit as well. So everybody can still hear me, right? I just want to make sure one more time before I launch in. Somebody type in and let me know you can hear me. Okay, good. Okay, good. We're still rolling. Okay, so like I said, today we're just going to go over the student data portal. Sorry, that was silly. Student data portal, what it is, how we use it, and I'm going to actually walk you through how to do it. Yes, this will be recorded, and then I will post it up online, and I'm also going to do another webinar, I believe, on September 12th in the afternoon. So just a couple things before we get started. I have everybody muted just because sometimes you have no idea that people can hear you. We had somebody last year ordering their medicine online, so we don't want anybody to hear that. So I've muted everybody, which also means that I will be reading your chat sort of intermittently. I've got Randy on the case, and he is also going to be answering some chats. So hopefully everybody is good to go. And I am going to go ahead and start telling you about data reporting. Okay, so student data portal. What is it and how do I use it? Well, here we are. Here's your student data team. If you ever wanted to know what we look like, now you know. These are probably all the people that you will talk to if you call. Here I am in the front left corner here next to Darlene. And then in the back row from left to right, we've got Anthony, Dave, Barbara, Tarya, and Randy. So we are all here, happy to answer your questions. I think the easiest way to get a hold of us is actually to send an email in to us. And I will go over how you do that later, but we will respond to you by email. You can also call and ask any questions you have about data reporting. Okay. Sorry, I keep having to stop and mute when new people come in so I don't, so we can't hear them. Okay, so data reporting. It's a secure online system. So we designed the student data portal with you in mind to hopefully make data reporting easier and more efficient for you. I believe back in the day, you actually had to fill out an Excel spreadsheet by hand and mail it into us, and then we inputted all the data for you. So this is definitely a lot easier and hopefully will save everybody some time. Our system is encrypted. I know that a couple weeks ago, people were having some issues trying to log in, and it was saying that the certificate was broken, but it's fixed now, so everything is good. When you can start logging in September, please know that your student data records are safe and we keep everything private. And then also we're trying to consistently improve our data reporting process and improve our website. So I will be sending out a survey probably sometime next week about this webinar just to get some feedback. And at the end of the year, we always send out a survey about the student data portal just to get your feedback on how data reporting was for you and how we can make it easier next year. Okay, here's our data reporting timeline for this year. I'm sure you've gotten several emails from me already starting in July about updating your CareerBridge programs on the CareerBridge website. So the reason that we have you do that is because you enter your programs into CareerBridge, and then we actually take your data and we suck it from CareerBridge into the student data portal. And that is how we have the information from your programs that you have to report on. So if you don't do that, then when the data portal opens and you try to submit your data, you will start getting errors, and then you'll get stuck, and we'll have to make you go back and update CareerBridge, and then we'll have to suck the information over. So that's why we ask you to do that earlier so that you don't have to deal with it in the middle of data reporting. So those updates were due on August 15th. If you haven't updated your CareerBridge page yet, please log in and do that. On September 5th, which is next week, Wednesday, the student data portal will actually open for you to start reporting your data. If you log in right now, I think it will say the most recent year on it, but it won't let you upload your spreadsheet, and it will not let you submit your data. So you have to wait until the 5th. Okay, and then the webinars, like I said, I'm doing another webinar September 12th, and also we're posting this online. So if you forget or you need more help along the way, you can always go back and refer to this webinar. And then the last date, the big due date, is October 31st. So Halloween will be your last day to report your student data before the portal closes. Okay, so what programs to report? So the programs that you report are a little bit different for each school. So for private career schools, you need to report all your programs. If you're a community and technical college, you need to report any non-credit certificate program that you want listed on the eligible training provider list. And we do get those, we get the rest of your data from somewhere else. So you are reporting your data for your credit programs elsewhere, and then we just get it from them, so you don't have to do it twice. Public four-year colleges also need to report any non-credit certificate programs that you want on the ETP list. And private four-year colleges need to report all your data for any program that you'd like listed on the eligible training provider list. Okay, which students do you report? So you need to report all your students that were enrolled in any of your programs between July 1st, 2017 and June 30th, 2018. So we get a lot of confusion about this. We get a lot of people asking if they only need to report students who are funded from WorkSource, or they're getting some kind of federal funding for the program. And the answer is no, you need to report all students, not just those that are federally funded. So please make sure that you're reporting all your students. Okay, and then why do we have you report this data? Well, so the Workforce Board evaluates the performance of career-focused education and training programs throughout Washington State. And then we provide those performance results on employment, earnings, and completion rates through our CareerBridge website. So when you report data, it allows us to evaluate and then educate our students, parents, teachers, job counselors, job seekers, basically anybody who's looking at CareerBridge and trying to make a good choice about which training program they'd like to take. And then also, as regulators of our state's private career schools, we also evaluate this sector's performance as a whole through our workforce training results report, and we provide that to legislators and policymakers. So we actually use this data to help with legislation. And then also, if you're a private career school, you're required to provide this data as part of your licensing process. So that is another good reason to report. Okay, so one last time before I launch into how to get into the student data portal, please don't forget about updating CareerBridge. Before you're able to report your data, you have to update your programs on the CareerBridge website. So, like I said, if you need help with that, you can give us a call and we can help walk you through that. So that is the end of that. I'm going to launch right into actually reporting data. So how do you get to the data reporting website? You are going to go to www.wtb.wa.gov. So that is the Workforce Board's website. When the data reporting system opens, we will have a link right here on the homepage that shows that's just a direct link to data reporting. So you won't have to go in any deeper than this. It'll be right here at the top on the homepage. But if for some reason it's not there, you are going to go over here to private career schools. You're going to click on private career schools. And then under this, the URL for the Workforce Board's website is www.wtb.wa.gov. Once again, we'll post a link on the homepage to get to data reporting. If not, if you can't get there that way, you're going to go to private career schools, and under school administrators, this bottom tab right here says report your student data. This will take you to the page on our website that tells you all about reporting your data. So the actual link to get into the data reporting system is in this green box right here. So this datareports.wtb.wa.gov is the actual link to get to the data portal. And when on September 5th, we'll send out an email blast letting everybody know that the portal is open, and we'll have a link. We'll have a link on there. Okay, so here, the purple box is a little more information about the webinars. Once this webinar is over, I will save it and I will post it up here in place of the 2017 webinar. And then down here, we just have a little more information about the reporting period, you know, when you have to support or to submit your data, what students you need to report on. And then over here on the right-hand side in this gray box, there's a little bit of handy documents. So we've got, if it's your very first time submitting student data, if you've never done it before, we actually need you to click on this authorization form and fill it out and turn it back into us. If you've reported data in the past, you do not need to submit the form to us. We already have your form. We save them every year. But if you are brand new, we need a form filled out so that we can add you to the student data portal, and then you can start reporting your data. Let's see, this user guide has a little bit more information about reporting. I would recommend using the webinar in place of the user guide just because the user guide is really, really long. It might be easier to just find what you're looking for on this webinar. Let's see, we have the spreadsheet right here. So when you go in and report your data, you'll either be able to upload an Excel spreadsheet, or you'll be able to upload your students one by one, which I strongly don't recommend unless you only have maybe a couple students. Anything over maybe 1 or 2 students, I would definitely recommend using the spreadsheet. And this year's spreadsheet is purple. So they all have a color code every year. So if you are not using a spreadsheet that's purple on top, you are using the wrong spreadsheet, and it will not let you upload your data because the old spreadsheets have different things programmed in. Okay, so I think I'm going to go back over the spreadsheet in a little bit. And then, so on the spreadsheet, there are a lot of the columns you have to fill out a number instead of actually filling out the piece of information. For example, one column is male or female, and instead of male or female, you have to enter a 1 or a 2. So get the codes you need to know right here. This is just a document that shows you exactly what you need to enter in each of those boxes on the Excel spreadsheet, and it gives you the numbers that go along with everything. So, okay, so I'm going to go ahead and click on this link, and we are going to log into the student data portal. So here is the outside of the portal. Here's where you log in. If you're not sure if you have an account or not, you are going to need to get a hold of us. If you don't have an account, it's not going to let you log in. And if you don't have an account, then you'll need to fill out one of those authorization forms I talked about, and you're going to need to send it back into us. And once you do that, then we enter you on our end, and we will send you an email with a temporary password that you can log into, and that will allow you to get in from that point. So if you don't know if you have an account, please just send us an email or give us a call, and we'll get back to you right away. There are several people that can look that up for you around here, so it's not a hard thing to find. Okay, if you have forgot your password, we don't actually keep track of your password around here. So you will need to click the Forgot Your Password button right here and enter your email in. Oh, that's a great question, Monica. No, you do not need to wait until September 5th to send us a form. If you need us to enter you into the portal because you haven't reported before, you can go ahead and fill out that authorization form whenever you want and email it in to us. Okay, so resetting the password, type in your email and hit reset password. Please make sure when you hit reset your password that you wait for a few minutes to get your password. Will you be getting these slides? I can email out the PowerPoint if you'd like me to, if that would be helpful to you guys. If people would just let me know, I can do that. Okay, so if you hit reset password multiple times, you will get locked out of your account. So make sure that you hit reset password once and then wait for a few minutes before you try again. If you do happen to get locked out of your account, you can just let us know, and we can go in and reset your password for you. And if for some reason you can't get in, we can actually enter a password into the system for you and save it so that you don't have to deal with the reset password function. So we don't have your original password, but we can sure help you reset it if you need to. Okay, so I'm going to go back, and I am going to log in to my pretend school. If I can remember the password, maybe I'll have to reset it. Just kidding. Okay. Okay, so this is what it will look like when you log in. This is my school. It's called Lindsay's Awesome School. It's a pretty cool school. So right here, it's going to get a little tricky from here because I, like you, cannot actually upload my data from this year. So I'm going to have to actually upload last year's data. But right here, it shows you the date that data reporting is due, and then it will also show you the dates for which you need to report your students. And whoever just asked that question, no, having access to CareerBridge is totally different than having access to the student data portal. There's lots of schools that have one person in charge of CareerBridge and a separate person in charge of data reporting, so we don't automatically assume that both people are doing the same thing. So if you have access to CareerBridge but you've never reported data before, then you'll need to send us that authorization form. Okay, so step one, so you're going to view your programs, and these will show you the programs that you have listed from CareerBridge. So these are the programs we pulled from the CareerBridge website. So now you can kind of see if you haven't updated the programs on CareerBridge, you might have programs here that are old, or you may not see some programs that you actually have. So if you get on here and you hit the button and you see some incorrect information, you need to let us know, because at this point, I believe most of the data's already been pulled over, and so we'll have to fix that for you. So, but these theoretically are the programs that you should be reporting on. Okay, and then we're going to go back to data reporting steps. And then step 2, so these are your continuing students. So these are students that you reported last year, but you marked them as that they were still continuing your program into this year. So they were students who didn't actually leave your program. They're still in your program. I actually don't think I have any, but if you had any students here, let me see if I have any old ones. Okay, so I jumped back in time. This report year button shows you different year reports, but let's pretend like this is this year, and these are my continuing students. You can actually hit this button, export, and it will export all of these students into the correct purple spreadsheet from this year. And then you can start, all you'll have to do with those students is go to the column on the spreadsheet that shows what happened to them. I can't remember what the column is called. Is it
enrollment status?
Oh, enrollment status. So you'll go to the enrollment status column and you can mark them as, exited or withdrew or whatever happened to them, or maybe even still continuing, depending on how long your program is. So if you have continuing students, that is definitely an easy and fast way to get all of those students into the spreadsheet without having to start from scratch and re-enter all of those students. So make sure you go look at that tab to make sure that you don't have any continuing students. Okay, and then this view instructions, this is the user guide that I was telling you about that should give you step-by-step instructions. We just reformatted this entire thing maybe 2 years ago to try to make it a little bit easier to follow. So hopefully it's helping if you just follow the steps. That will help. And if once you finish the steps, then you can start your report. So I'm going to click on Start Your Report. So here you can see I have this reporting year turned on, which you don't have to mess with any old year data reports. So you won't touch this at all. But once the portal opens, you'll be able to click this button and upload your Excel file. But you can't do it right now, so that's why mine's grayed out too. So I am just going to switch to last year because I want to be able to show you how to upload your data. So as you can see from last year, my report's 307 days overdue. So I'm a little late, but that's okay. I'm going to get there today. Okay, so here is a link as well as the link we had on our Workforce Board website. You can download the blank Excel spreadsheet right from here too. So actually, let's stop and take a look at that spreadsheet. Because in the next step, so you can either upload your spreadsheet or you can go here and you can enter your students one at a time. And I'll show you that real quick. Once again, I don't recommend this unless you have maybe 1 or 2 students. Once you upload your spreadsheet, it will show all of your students in here. So, but if you need to, you can add a student and then you fill out all of the information for them, and then you can save them. But once again, I don't really recommend doing this unless you don't have very many students. So I'm going to go back to start your report. I'm going to leave. So I am going to work on entering information into my Excel spreadsheet. So this is the Excel spreadsheet. Everything on here should have a drop-down box on it that should help you fill out the information. And like I said, if you, for some reason, the drop-down boxes aren't working, there's also that sheet on the right-hand side of your of the Workforce Board website that had the codes on it too. Okay, somebody just asked a question about, can you also remove students from last year's report when you export it? Yes, you can, but if they're continuing from last year, we do want to know what happened to them. So please don't just delete them without letting us know if they withdrew or if they completed your program. So technically yes, but don't do that without letting us know what happened to them. Okay, so these 3 boxes are super important. This location, program title, and program award type. As you can see from the little box that's dropping down, these 3 boxes must match one of the programs listed in the Student Data Portal Your Programs tab. So that's where we were just at. It was on the last page we were on, but these Your Programs area. So these 3 columns need to exactly match what you're putting in, down to the letter. Like, you can't put in certificate of completion if this just says certificate. So even if they're the same thing, it has to exactly match. If you spell something wrong, you'll get an error. If you put the wrong location down for one of the programs, you'll also get an error. So please be very careful when you're filling out these 3 boxes. They need to exactly match what we have in the portal. And we're always happy to help. If you submit your report and you start getting some errors and you can't figure out where they're coming from, you can definitely call us and we can help you figure it out. So you've got just some general information about your students. Here's social security numbers. So we do require that you ask students for their social security number, but they are not required to provide it to you. But you are required to ask. If we don't have the social security number, then we're not going to be able to do that much with your data. And it can actually lead to some of your programs getting kicked off the eligible training provider list. And if that happens, you have the right to appeal that decision, but you have to provide us with other supplemental information. Like, you'll actually have to check in with those students and see what happened to them, and provide us with that information. And we send all that stuff out whenever we send out the new ETP list to schools, usually in the spring. So in the spring, the ETP list goes out, and then the appeals sort of go through the summer. I think we're just wrapping those up right now. But yeah, if you don't give us social security numbers, that's actually how we match the records. So we match their social security numbers with Employment Security Department. We do like a wage match. And so that's how we're actually seeing where your students are going after they leave your program. So that's why those social security numbers are really important. And then all of these columns over here, this is what I was talking about with the drop-down menus. So say this column, Hispanic, it wants you to either select 1 for Hispanic, 2 for not Hispanic, or blank for unknown. So this little drop-down menu will let you select a 1 or a 2. We just added these to the spreadsheet maybe 2 years ago, and it seems to be helping a lot. Before, you could kind of enter anything that you wanted, ESD ID number instead of their social security number. You cannot. You must enter their social security number if you have it or if you can get it from them. No other number will work there. Okay, so we built this new spreadsheet maybe 2 years ago in hopes that it will help you guys report easier. Before, none of this was here, and you could type whatever you wanted into any box, and then when you try to upload it, you'd get a lot of errors. So this seems to be making it easier. So if it's not making it easier, please let us know when we send you a survey. That would be good to know. But yeah, so all these boxes have a drop down, and we want all of this information about your students. So this is the really important column right here, program enrollment status. So this is the only box you'd need to fill in for those continuing students that you have. We want to know what happened to them. Did they graduate? Did they withdraw? Are they still in your program? Why is Hispanic a separate field?
It's ethnicity. So race and ethnicity are two separate concepts, and then ethnicity we just call Hispanic on this for short.
Thanks, Randy. Okay, so that is the general overview of this spreadsheet. So you're going to fill out the spreadsheet with the information that we requested. Oh, thanks, Katie. That's so nice of you to say. Okay, so I'm going to close out of this. And then I am actually going to upload a spreadsheet. The one that I'm going to upload is the wrong color. It's orange because it's from last year. So just pretend like it's purple. Okay, so I am going to upload my spreadsheet. I am going to choose my file. I'm going to upload it, and I'm going to hit upload. And then it won't ask you this, but I've already uploaded something. So, okay, so if there is something horribly wrong with your spreadsheet at this point, it won't even let you upload your spreadsheet at all. Like if you have the wrong file format or you've messed around with the columns, and I've actually locked all of the purple columns, so you shouldn't be able to break the spreadsheet. But if something goes horribly wrong, you'll get stopped right here and you won't even be able to upload your spreadsheet. But I was able to.
And I should point out that we are able to see the files you upload, even if it can't interpret it at all. So if you give us a call, we can take a look at the same spreadsheet and try to work through what problems are.
Yes, so we are here to help you. So if you upload it and it's not going through and you have no idea why, give us a call. We're able to look at it and help you figure out, oh, this column is wrong, or whatever is going on, and we can walk you through how to fix it. So my spreadsheet, it looks like it uploaded, but it's telling me that I made a mistake somewhere. So I need to fix the errors in my file and upload it again. So the nice thing about this is it gives you, if you click on view all report errors, it gives you a nice little list right here of everything that you did wrong on your spreadsheet. So let me open my spreadsheet. Okay, so here's my spreadsheet. And I'm going to look. So it's telling me row 2, there's something wrong with my location program award type. Must match the exact information on your programs page. So this is what I was talking about, this your programs page. And it looks like actually all 3 of my errors are having to do with that. So I would keep your spreadsheet open, go back to your programs page, and then I can see, oh, oops, it looks like here in column 2, I spelled decent wrong. So that's why that one's not going. And then I think, oh, I can see here in column 4, this program in Tacoma. Let's see. How to be decent. Olympia. I can see right here, it just says certificate, and I put in certificate of completion, so I can get rid of that. And then I think for, C, so I put how to be awesome in Tacoma. Oh, it is in Tacoma. There's one that has the wrong location.
How to be decent.
Olympia. So the How to Be Decent program is only offered in Olympia and Bellingham, and I wrote Tacoma, so I have to put the right location in it. Okay, so after I fix that, then I'm actually going to go back and I'm going to re-upload my Excel file. Sorry, I have to go back in time again. Okay. Then I'm going to re-upload. Okay, so at this point, it will say, congratulations. If you have not messed anything up, you can upload your data, and it's all good. So you may actually still have some errors if you have programs that don't have any students. And one thing I did not mention that I actually need to mention back on this Start Your Report page, if you do not have any students at all in your whole school, we still need you to report your data in the way of coming down here to step 5, and you just have to select a reason from the drop-down menu of why you have no students and certify that you have no students this year. So please, if you didn't have any students during that time period, do not forget about us. Just go to the website, and actually you get off the hook really easy because that will take 2 minutes to do. Okay, so once you have either certified you have no students, or you've uploaded your file, or if you had a couple students, you filled out the online entry form, the last thing you have to do is certify and submit your report. So if you go to this page, and it's also over here on the left, so as you can see, it's uploaded my spreadsheet, and it's now showing all of the programs that I have. It's sort of cross-checking all of the programs on the programs page versus what I uploaded in my spreadsheet. So this How to Be Awesome certificate program in Olympia, I did not put any students down on my spreadsheet. So it just wants to know why I didn't have any students. So you're going to click on this little pencil over here and select a reason from the drop-down menu. I don't know why, but nobody took my awesome How to Be Awesome program. And then you're going to hit save, and it'll save that reason for you. And then you can check down here under errors and make sure that you don't have any errors, but I do not because I already fixed them. And then as long as there's nothing red in this area, you're good to go. And I don't think it'll let you submit until you've fixed all of those errors. So if you accidentally check this box and hit submit and there's still some problems, it won't let you finish. But I am actually done. So I'm going to check this box to certify that the students that I have reported are correct. And I'm going to submit the report. And then once you've submitted the report, you'll get a little message down here that congratulations, your student data report has been successfully submitted. And that's pretty much all you have to do. I think that in the last couple years, we've done a lot of things to hopefully simplify the process. I know the spreadsheet can be kind of confusing, and so we've tried to make it a little bit better. And then, as I said before, we're always here to help, and I think we're pretty darn responsive. So we are always happy to help, and I am going to look at the chat box. Oh, I forgot one thing. At the bottom, if you have questions, you can click this Contact Us button. It gives you the email address to contact us and also our phone number. Either one is fine. I'm responding to the email multiple times a day, so don't feel like you're going to email us and have to wait for 2 weeks for us to get back to you. Or you can just pick up the phone and call, and somebody will talk to you right away. So, okay, let's see. So if you have any questions, I'm going to open the floor for questions. If you just type them, I'll send out the PowerPoint to everybody. Let me write that down. Send out. I'm going to send out the PowerPoint probably when I send out the survey. I might be able to get that done sometime today once I get the list of, well, I'm actually probably not going to get a list. Anyway, I will send you the PowerPoint. If you have any questions, let's type them in and we will go over them. I will go and go back up here real quick. Looks like Randy's gotten most of them.
So I haven't responded to the last question, which is about whether it's supposed to be all students in all locations or only Washington-based students. And specifically what we're asking for is the programs that are located in Washington that are on Career Bridge, regardless of where the student came from. So they could be an out-of-state student that is attending class in Washington. Please report on them. And there is a column for the state where the student is located.
Okay, good. Answered that question. Are there any? We have online students as well.
So again, it doesn't matter where the student is. It matters where your program is. And so since you're here in Washington, the home base of your online school, you report all students.
Hey, if everybody could do me a favor, if everybody that wants the PowerPoint could just enter your email into the chat box so I can have them all, I can actually send you the PowerPoint today, right after the webinar, and that way I don't have to worry about blasting either people who didn't show up today or people who don't care and don't want the PowerPoint. So yeah, if you could leave that in there for me, that would be great. And then let's see. Got another question. If we're contracted by an agency for a class, for instance, EMT training for a fire department, we do not report those students because it is business to business, correct?
Yeah, so that's our policy right now, is that direct business to business students aren't included in this report. And we're busy reviewing that right now. It may be that was a policy where we simply need to know whether they're business to business or not. But right now, please don't report those students.
Okay, let's see. Okay, I've got more emails. I will get that out to you guys today. Does the system still have the 0 problem where any zip code and social security number starting with a 0 causes an error?
No, it should automatically fill in leading zeros. I hadn't heard of a 0 issue with zip codes, though. So that's something we'll have to look at. But for social security numbers, it should be able to accept any valid social security number. So in other words, up to 2 leading zeros. Just directly, and you don't need to see the zeros. When you put them in Excel, it's going to show up as a number, and so don't worry about not seeing the zeros. It'll add them as you upload.
Okay, does anybody else have any questions? Okay, one last call for questions. This is not your last chance, though. Don't worry. We will be here for you, at least for the next 2 months. Okay, so it looks like we don't have any other questions. Like I said, if you have any other questions later, feel free to give us a call, send us an email. We're always here. We're always happy to help. So please start reporting your data on September 5th. Don't wait till the last second. And we hope that it's easy for you. Yes, the September 12th webinar is just going to be me repeating exactly what I said today. So you don't have to come to both webinars unless you start reporting and you totally forgot and you really want to hear me talk again. Okay. All right. Well, thank you everybody for coming, and have a great rest of your day. I see somebody asked, the presentation is being recorded right now. I am going to post it up on our website that I showed you guys how to get to. So it'll be in the big purple box on our website.